Everyone, and welcome to the Learning Ladder. Today we are talking about science and science curriculum that we have used this year and my review and everything else. So for the first part of the year we used the Good and the Beautiful Mammals unit. I absolutely have loved it. My daughter has loved it. I showed you her science notebook, well not obviously all of it, but certain pages of her science notebook in a previous video with my little review of the Good and Beautiful Mammals unit. It has been great. We have absolutely loved it. Excuse Miss Shadow here. Loved it so much. We did that one day a week, but we really like science, so we don't just do one unit at a time, because my daughter is really into science and I like to encourage and support her interest. So we also picked to do chemistry this year. So this is actually the first time we have ever used Real Science Odyssey from where is it from? Pandia Press. This is our first year using it. This is the PDF. I believe they do a paperback version as well, but of course we got the PDF version. As I said, this is our first year using it. This is level 1 chemistry for grades 2 to 5, so it does cover a wide range that you can actually use it with. I think that it is quite advanced chemistry, and she's been doing really well with it. It is very different than science programs we've used in the past. I really like the Charlotte Mason style, adding in lots of additional books, and I find that not lacking in here, but it's very, for example, you've got your teacher's guide, which is this one, and then you've got your student worksheets that go along with it, and it can be, I feel like it can be a little bit dry at times, but it's very experiment led, and you do always have an experiment to do of some sort. But I do like it, but I don't absolutely love it. Nothing against the curriculum, I just think it's my preferred style. My daughter is doing really well with it. She enjoys it. She enjoys the experiments, but some of the worksheets and things she's really not interested in. I just think it's the way perhaps it's presented at times. We started off strong with it. We really liked the beginning bit, but once we've got further into it, it's not. She really likes the experiments, but I'm just not sure if this is our preferred style of science presentation. So I will be not using this next year. I will be either going back to something we've used before or thinking about doing something different, which is what we're going to do. Because I've gone child-led with science for 4th grade, as well as keeping the fundamentals of what we need to do too. But I'm really looking forward to do our science next year, and I'll talk about it when we do our curriculum for 4th grade. But yes, would I recommend it? Yes, nothing wrong with it, but I just feel it can be a little bit dry at times, and while it does have book recommendations that you can add into it, yeah, I'm not completely in love with it, but there's nothing wrong with it at all, and I would recommend it. I think it does its job. It's just a bit dry for our personal taste. But my daughter's doing well with it, that's not the issue, but it is a little bit dry. And I think some of the experiments some of them are good, but some of them not so much. But that's the Pandia Press Real Science Odyssey. So we've been using this. We have also been using Skill Sharpener Science, and I look from Evermore, and I love these so much. So in this particular one we have got various topics. So we have got physical science, life science, we have got earth and sky. So we're talking about magnets, forces and gravity in the physical science. In the life science part 1 we're talking about life cycles, growth and change, animal groups and offspring. In life science unit part 3 we're talking about fossils, dinosaurs, which I'll come back to in a second, adaptations and ecosystems. And then in unit 4 it's earth science, earth and sky, so it's weather concepts, climate, hurricanes, tornadoes and floods. And I really like the mixture of the topics. I think I'm figuring out more so with science that we don't necessarily just like one curriculum that goes through one topic per year. What I think I liked about elemental science is that you switched. So for part of the year you do one thing, part of in the middle you do something else. And I think I prefer that concept more, that style more, than it just being the same for the whole year. So I really like the fact that this is a mixture. So for example, my daughter is really into dinosaurs at the moment, so we did the dinosaurs unit in here, and I like the fact that this enables you to be child-led. So if, say for example, your kid wakes up and they're really into life cycles, you can dig this out, and you know, you can do your science lesson based on life cycles. And I think it allows you to be a bit more flexible than, for example, following something like this. But they both have the advantages, and I'm not knocking this completely at all, don't get me wrong. It's been fine, absolutely fine, but I really like the mixture of concepts in this one, and I like the different activities, but the experiments in here are much more than there are in here. So it just depends what you like. If your kid's really into experiments, then this, you need, if you want to do more experiments, you can, you'll just have to think of them yourself. It does have a hands-on section where there is something, so for example, make your own fossil at the end of the unit. But if your kid is wanting to test the pH of stuff, then this would be better. But you know, you can find experiments yourself online, you know, it doesn't have to be from a curriculum. And the other one that we have been digging into is the Evermore Science Lessons and Investigations. Now this is in depth, whereas this one is more surface. I think this is more in depth on a specific topic. So for example, say they really like the life science element in here, then you can pick a specific lesson from here and go more in depth with it, which I really like. You do have to photocopy the pages because, well, you don't have to, but some of them, I'm sure I've come across some that you have to cut out. So it's probably better to photocopy the pages to use them. But then obviously you can use it again with further grades. Had I have known that, I might have got the PDF, because I always find it's faffy to photocopy books. It's much easier if you know you're going to have to photocopy the pages to get the PDF version. So it's just something to think about. I love the fact that Evermore has ebook options that you can download, because as I said, a lot of their units are hands-on, so you have to cut things out and everything else. So I really like that option. But I think most of the time in here you could probably write in the book, but I'm sure I came across the page the other day where we needed to photocopy it. But we don't do it in order, we just pick. So if there's something in here that she really likes, then we grab it out of here to do further. So for the rest of the year, we'll be carrying on with our chemistry. We'll also be carrying on with these. We also have another unit study that we can do for science. And I really like the unit study style for science, more so perhaps than I've ever done before. But I think doing this curriculum has really opened my eyes to that, because as I said, with elemental science, which is the curriculum we've always used before, it changes. So for example, it's like a 6 weeks of this, it's 12 weeks of that, and I think that really works well, specifically for me and my daughter, because we really like the refreshing change of, okay, well, we're going to learn about a different topic now in science, and I really like that. And this year it's been, although it is different units, it's still chemistry, it's still the same, you know, but it does have different topics of chemistry, you know, so it's not I always feel guilty when I'm saying that we're not loving something, but I'm trying to be honest, and well, not trying, I am being honest, and you know, there's nothing wrong with it, but yeah, I just feel like it makes it more exciting and less dry. That's what I'm saying, if you can switch up your units once you've finished a unit and then move on to something else. So that's the main thing we've been doing for science. But the love number one has been the Good and the Beautiful Mammals. We've absolutely loved doing that so much. She's been really enjoying the skill sharpeners, just dipping into different topics, and chemistry, she has been enjoying chemistry. You know, she's not complaining or anything like that, don't get me wrong, she really does like it, but it is a bit dry compared to other things that we have done in the past. So that's everything for science. Hope that was helpful. Take care, and I'll see you in our next video.